Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my latest Simple Stories Saturdays. And this layout is Christmassy and I'm making it using a combination of Simple Stories Christmas ranges, including Holidays, Vintage North Pole and Winter Cottage. So this 12 by 12 sheet with the little squares on is going to be the focus of today's page. I don't have many of these ranges, so that's why I'm going to try and mix them up together to make a nice quick layout to document something Christmassy. So I've just used my guillotine to cut the long lines, and I'm just going to come in with some scissors and choose the ones that I prefer. As I say, they're going to be the focus. I'm not sure whether I want to layer them or have them separate at this stage, but I'm just picking up the ones that speak to me the most. I'm looking at using a picture that includes Father Christmas, so I'm going to see how this comes together, but I'm thinking I prefer them separate at this stage. Loads of these have got Father Christmas on, so I want to try and get a combination of colours. I want some red ones, some blue ones and some green ones, because I think those are three colours that really go through all of the Christmas ranges. Really like these word stickers, phrase stickers as well. Potentially like the circle one, so I've pulled them out so that basically if it's in my eye line it's got more chance of being used. So I'm just having a quick whiz through some of the ephemera. There's a big Santa head there, doesn't make the final cut, but I wanted to be sure that the bits were there. Now I really like these foam puffy words. This ho ho ho, straight away I've cut it off the backing and I'm moving it around on the white cardstock, and the word Santa there. So it makes me think, yeah, I'm going to get those used on this layout. So I'm just checking out some of the other bits and pieces, see if any bits I fancy. I'm looking at these circles. I cut one out. I'm not sure that whether I want to mix circles and squares. There's also some candy canes as well, and so I'm just having a think, really looking at the small pieces of ephemera, because I will want to decorate some of these squares, but some of them are also highly decorated, so it's getting that balance, isn't it? So the idea is this was meant to be a quick layout that you could make using any of the papers that Simple Stories make with these little, I think, are they 2-inch squares? I've accidentally trimmed one there a little small, but hey, we'll see if it makes the cut. So I've printed a photograph there that's square as well. It's 3.5-inch square, including the white border. And that was taken on a recent trip to Hamburg, and the guys saw this massive Santa outside a restaurant. I mean, it must be over 10 foot tall, and they posed with him. I thought that would be a really good photograph. It made even better that one of the guys is wearing a red coat, so I think very much goes with the Santa theme, doesn't it? So liking the way this is coming. The foam stickers and words there that are actually from the Vintage North Pole range. I just had a quick check. I have no idea why I had a full pack of those hiding away in my stash. So the idea of Simple Stories Saturdays, it's a once a month YouTube hop, and the idea is just to help you get your stash in your albums. So you'll find that all of us are using different ranges, all by Simple Stories, all providing different styles of inspiration to hopefully get you using your stash, just to get your mojo working and etc. So do check them out. You'll also find past videos as well on my YouTube channel. So if you get the time over Christmas or you need a break from it, hide away, put your earphones in, listen to a couple of videos, get some ideas, jot them down, and then when you get the chance to be creative, you'll have some things ready to get started with. So I'm deciding whether I need a couple more squares. I quite like the darker green there. It picks up a few bits out of the photograph. There's a couple of paler ones there. I'm not convinced they're right, so I'm going to keep looking at that. But I do like these sticker phrases, and I'm going to add a couple of those in as well. Just sticking with the same colour theme as I mentioned at the beginning. I think I prefer that shorter one in there, but we'll see. I've layered them up because I'm not sure. So I've cleared the site a little bit more. I've come on with a darker square that says the best, and I'm thinking the best Santa. I think that reads really well there, so I'm going to keep that. And it means that I'm going to add some more black in later on as well, just to balance it a little. So I brought in all the stars off the foam sticker sheet and some hollies as well, and I'm going to use those to decorate around. But I think I'm very happy with the way things are looking. So now I'm going to bring in some black as cardstock. So what I've done is I've cut another piece of white to go on the black, and I'm going to just transfer everything over and just make sure it fits. Because I didn't think that through at the very beginning, because I hadn't actually thought about including the black, so now I have. Just going to do a quick measure up just to make sure that that fits, otherwise I'm going to need to change direction, which is fine, but it was just the way that my brain was working. I might need to bring it all down the page a little bit to get everything in, because I want a tiny gap around everything. But I think it might still work. Yeah, I think that will be fine. So I will work off this smaller piece of white cardstock. I'm just making sure those are nicely trimmed. And I think that will work. So I've cleared the decks for the moment. I know where I'm going with this. So I'm going to take these bits off to the sewing machine. I've sewn around the photograph in black thread, just where the photo meets the white mat. And I've sewn around all of the squares in white. Now, if you look closely, they're not great, but from a distance, they look fine. I've also scuffed up the edges of all the squares with my nail, just so they're not perfect. Doesn't need to be perfect for this. And I quite like it. I feel like it gives it a bit more of a feeling of movement. So I've got in some children's foam there on the left. I've got a piece I've stuck behind the photo. I'm going to add some to the back of some of the squares. I'm also going to add some foam pads to others. So they're going to end up being at different depths. And that yet again adds a little bit more dimension. I don't want them to all line up particularly. I don't want like tram lines through the layout. I want things to be a little bit off centre. So I'm going to just maybe reposition things a bit better as I stick them down. The stickers from the sticker book, I'm adding foam to the back of those as well. I'm trimming some foam pads just to get them to fit on the back, just to raise those up too. So I'm going to finish off all these embellishments with some foam pads, as you can see. But as I do that, I was going to talk about a couple of things that I've done while I was making this layout. So the ho 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 appears in 3 places, so it creates a visual triangle. I'm sure that's something you've heard about in scrapbooking before, but it draws your eye into the centre. I use 3 of those phrase strips when I've stuck the last one down, just in any moment now. Yet again, they're spread around a triangle around the centre photograph. I've also done the same with the blue squares. There's 3 blue squares, bringing you back in at the centre, and I do the same with the holly as well. So that none of them are really in your face. They're not things that you would probably even notice when you looked at the layout, but as it was coming together, those are things that I also did think about. I'm bringing in these stars. I'm also looking at the colours. I think I use 6 in the end, as in like 2 groups of 3, and I'm happy with their placement. So this is literally very close to being finished. I am going to add some journaling on the pale blue square at the bottom off camera, and I'm just sticking it now down to the black base. I decided that because the squares were so close to the edges, I wasn't going to sew around this layer. And then I found a little wooden letter that says Dear Santa, so I added that as well. So this is the finished layout and the close-ups too. Please hop around the other Simple Stories Saturdays. If you fancy making this, if you put it on social media, do tag me, and I hope to see you here again real soon. Bye for now.